So what's gonna actually happen is that you're just gonna create like this map. It's for the prereq and which guide point towards which. So first thing first is that we, based on the rulebook, on how it actually suggests of the things, is that it's gonna like start off with the zeros and then the 1, 2, and the 3. So we come to here, cool, 0. 0 has the ability to point towards 1 and 2, but we always go by the first one first because we are conducting basically like a DFS sort of approach. So 0, go to 1, point towards 1, and in the 1's perspective, it can point towards 3. So 3 points towards 2, and 2 points to blank. And this is good news because it just says that, okay, there's no loop. And we can actually finish every single item. So now, cool. So therefore, we input, like say 2, we are able to finish with like 2 because I mean it's pointing towards nothing. So it's sent back to the system. And so obviously this path can be finished. So in this 3 perspective, when it goes to 2, it can also be finished. So we sort of can pop this off because it can be finished, and we can write it towards the output that say this guy can be finished. And then if we were to return back to 1, so we can pop this guy off. And in the 1's perspective, it only has like the 3, and the 3 can be finished, so the 1 also can be finished. So if you were to actually look at this whole thing in perspective, it's basically operation Z is that you record to the output box. And then you go to the map and update the charges. And for this case, it's like the 2 charges it's been depleted, so it's cool. The number 3 perspective, the 2 charges has been used up, so we update it. The 1 charges towards the 3, it can be depleted, so we update the map. We update the charges. And each time we also record the output, so and we also sort of like pop it from the diagram. So obviously update the charges, pop off from the diagram, update the charges, pop off from the diagram, record the output, update the charges, pop from the diagram, So first thing is we update the charges. So this one route is possible. Remember, we have to still go to 2. Therefore, we need to actually proceed going to the next charges. And for this guy's perspective is that it has to go towards the 2. So it does visit the 2 and it can be finished. So we update the charges that this guy can be finished and we pop from the diagram. So very similarly towards the 4, this is the only item that we go to. 4 can update the charges, 0 can be finished, and then we pop from the diagram, go on to the next guy, update the charges, 0 can be finished through, pop from the diagram, and you also have to actually record it down. So we have the 4 and the 5. So it's just like whatever this thing is like teaching is very much talking about like the passive spell of the character of say DFS, and yeah, like with that it just solves everything. And I'm just looking forward on how this guy can be approached into like say like a leak code problem, or rather also like how behind the hood of like the code it does fit into like the leak code question problem in the code itself. I'm just, although it's a very far item that I'm gonna reach, but I'm just very much curious how it's gonna be playing out. So with that, everything comes through and then